how do you feel about music theory?
Okay, I'm glad we're doing this show because I actually hate music theory. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding at all.
Cut it. This is
No,
bad.
and I felt like this was the perfect chance to talk about maybe why. But
Sure.
I think music theory as a term is really limiting for a lot of people. I think a lot of people, especially people who maybe didn't go to school for music, feel like, oh, if I don't know music theory, then I can't whatever. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate that because it's just so not true. And it's just I don't I don't know. I mean, obviously there's a literal like technical terms for what music theory is and what music theory encompasses, and
Sure.
it is everything, but also everything is music. So and
Yeah.
music is feeling. So
I feel
that's kind
that.
of how I feel about the term music theory, but I think we can get into some of that.
Something really interesting on that note. I started reading this book, Nada Brahma, which is translates to the world is sound. And it was actually not recommended, but do you remember Billy McCoy?
Mhm.
So he passed, of course, last year. And in his memorial, they talked about this book, how he had read it. Like it was just like this big philosophical thing that he read. And then I was like, fuck, I'm going to read that. And it talks about exactly that, that the world is sound, the world is music, that Brahma is a, a Hindu god. And like, so when they say the world is sound, it really translates to God is sound. Sound is God, and vice versa, and yada yada. But it kind of comes back to this idea, and the book's touching on that exactly what you're saying, where it's like they're saying that sound is just something that we perceive in different ways,
Mhm.
and we do have theory, like that doesn't necessarily mean that it's good or that it's something everybody's gonna like, because it's like, oh, that's correct, I heard the major scale.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, I get that.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, if we turned it around, I think really music theory is giving definitions to things that have already existed
Sure,
and have
yeah.
already existed for a long time. So why call it music theory when it's just life, it is what it is. But I think just that term can scare a lot of people. It scared me. It took many after 13 years of college to get one degree after many, many, many failed
Yeah.
attempts. I think I just have a love-hate relationship with what that word was or what those words were told to me so many different times by so many different professors. And now that I'm done with school for the first time in my life, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think of it that way. Everything is music theory. Music theory is everything. So why?
Okay. Do you feel like the title of music theory, like it's a better, and this is kind of really trying to put a microscope to this thought, but like, is it like the idea of, oh, this is, I got to think about music theory, does that get in the way of being more creative, like in the moment, or
Not
composing?
anymore at all, but it did for a long time. Yeah, I felt like if I didn't have enough music theory knowledge or tools or know enough of the rules to break them and all of that whole idea, I felt like I couldn't write and I couldn't make music. So I didn't for a long time, and I wanted to
Wow,
take a
yeah.
class before I could start writing music, or I want to take a lesson. I wanted to make sure that I was educated enough, which is absolutely silly now. Music is about feeling,
Hmm.
but uh, yeah, for a long time it held me back from doing anything. Now that I have studied music theory a lot since then, I do find it all of those classes were definitely beneficial, but I wish the approach was different. Like there's nothing to be afraid of. It's
Hmm.
just music, so
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
wish I had that mentality before. But now, not at all. Now I feel like I can do whatever I want. There are no rules.
Yeah, nice, I like that.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, follow us on our Spotify, on our TikTok, and on our Instagram at Theory Query Podcast. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch clips. You can watch them, you can listen, you can learn, you can like, you can share, you can comment, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next Theory Query.